Hey, what's going on, guys? I hope y'all are having a good night or day or whatever time it is for y'all. Right now, it's 9:57 p.m. on a Saturday, a late night. Tonight, I have a pretty interesting story for y'all, probably a longer one, and I hope that y'all like it. It's one of my better stories, so hopefully y'all enjoy it. This story takes place in the summer of 2024. This summer was a pretty good summer. A lot of hanging out with my friends, a lot of hoodlum activity. This was my junior year of high school, so that tells you enough because senior year is when you really gotta lock in. But this story involves me and my good friend, let's call him Chris. This morning, I had like nothing to do at all. I was like lounging around my house, super bored. Like, I was so bored, I was searching for anything to do. Little did I know what I was in for. So to get to the point of it, Chris needed to take care of some business relating to his home, like some errands or something like that. And he asked me to come with him. So of course I said yes, and I'm his friend, so I need to ride with him, hang out, just be a good homie. Little did I know, which became apparent once the trip started, but he had to consume some alcohol before he picked me up. Never get in the car with someone under the influence if they're driving. Like, that should just be obvious. And if you're in my situation, you have to tell them to drop you off or just immediately get out. It's not safe to ride with an impaired driver. Don't ever do that, guys, first off. But anyways, it became apparent because his car kept swerving side to side without him realizing. And like, this wasn't no regular road, dude. It's not like a two-lane road for each side on the yellow line. This was a one lane on each side with a dotted yellow line, meaning you can pass it when there's no cars. So that shows you like how small this road was. And then on the shoulder were those stone mailboxes, the ones like if you hit it would probably like fuck up your car pretty bad. So there wasn't even that much space to swerve. But anyways, at a certain point, he noticed this and he like tries to like lock in or something because I see him like focus. I'm gonna be honest, this entire situation, I didn't say anything. I was kind of in shock. I didn't want to make him feel bad or something. Again, don't do what I did, guys. Anyways, he locks in and we end up getting to our destination, but there's like a short gravel road leading to where we're going. And when he turns onto it, the car loses traction and like spins out a little bit. It's a little scary, right? Not to him. He proceeds to step on the gas and drive like into the spin and like try and drift it. And after like doing this for 2 or 3 seconds, he stops the car and laughs like the Joker. Like this is just the most fun thing ever to him. Okay, whatever. But we end up getting to where we were going, and the errand goes well, and we start leaving. But when we leave, we have to go on that gravel road again. And he did the exact same thing. Like, dude, the first time wasn't enough. You really gotta do it again. What if you don't control it well enough? What if you go into a ditch? What if you hit a tree? Thankfully, we didn't. But I wasn't too concerned, to be honest. Like, I was concerned, but I was kind of disassociating, and I was under this pretense of like, we made it there safely. We should make it back safely. So he peeled off the gravel road onto like that long country road I was just telling you about. And this time there's not any cars that we see. And I don't say anything. He doesn't say anything, but he just stomps on the gas pedal. And this point in my head, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Because what is he doing? You couldn't drive properly at slower speeds. And now this, I'm just hoping we don't crash. Because at first I thought we were going to make it, but now I'm like, I don't know. And he's pushing on the gas pedal, calling out the speed of the car as we go. He's like 120, 140, 160, 160 miles per hour, dude. That's fast as hell, casually. And I'm on a highway. And I look ahead and I swear I see what looks like a dead end. So I look at him, but he's looking dead ahead and it looks like he's seeing everything. So I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. I look ahead again to see if I was wrong or something, but the closer we get, the more clear it is that it was a dead end. I look at him again. As soon as I look at him, I can see the worry on his face. He stomps on the brakes, but it's way too late, and we go sliding straight past the stop sign, through a metal fence, into some construction, like some like debris or something like that. And that's not even the worst of it, bro. If we had went through that fence at a slightly different angle, we would have run into a ditch and probably died. So we got off lucky. But we crashed into this construction or whatever, and the car stops, and I'm panicking, like, obviously. Like, I'm thinking, what the fuck? I don't want my homie to go to jail. He was drinking. It was obvious. And while I'm thinking this, he calls another friend to try and tow his car out of these rocks. But by the time he got off the phone, the cops already arrived. And he starts talking to him. He's like, "Oh, what happened, man?" And he was like, "Oh, lost traction, went to the stop sign," whatever. I can't remember what he said because it was obvious it was some BS. And the cop's like, "Okay, okay." And he performed some tests on him. And when he performs the test, it's obviously he's drunk. So he detains him. And after he detains him, the cop walks up to me and starts asking me questions. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Wasn't paying attention. Wasn't looking." Which, guys, don't do that either. You need to tell the truth when it comes to something like that. That was not a safe situation whatsoever. And the cop was right to detain him. But he's asking me questions, and I'm saying, I don't know, pretty much whatever." And the cop says, like, "Okay." And he goes back to the car to ask the driver some questions. And as he's doing this, the friend that Chris called pulls up, and he kind of just sitting there with me, talking to me and whatnot. Um, but he got arrested, and then I got a ride from the friend. And in the car, I told him about everything that happened. From like he knows when he was impaired, to us driving, to the gravel, to the crash. And he was like, "Damn, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Like, sorry you had to go through that." And I was like, it's cool. That's whatever, I guess. It's not whatever, I guess, guys. Do not get in that situation. But Chris got bailed out the next day. And I really do hope it was a good lesson for him, but I don't really think he got a lesson from it because we haven't talked about it since, really. And that's the biggest sign because this big of a lesson, if he took it serious, he would talk about it, I think. But I guess the moral of the story is do not get into a vehicle with a drunk driver, no matter what the cost. Okay, no matter what the cost, but whatever you can do, try not to get into a car with a drunk driver. Obviously, if your life's in danger, there's certain priorities at stake. But just try and get a ride. Try to get a taxi in the Uber. Try and call a friend. Ride a bike if you really need to. If it's not like super late out and you're not like in a vulnerable state, try and walk. Like there's so many different things you can do than to put yours and other people's lives at stake. So many people a year die from drunk driving, and I would hate if any of y'all were one of them. Okay, but to get off that sad note, I'm glad I made it out of that situation. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here to tell y'all about it. And I really hope y'all enjoyed the story. I think it was a good story, and I'm excited to tell y'all some more. See you in the next one.